The world's greatest podcast in America. John Reed, Cody McClure. Cody, how's Texas, my friend?
How's Texas, you ask, John? I
Yeah.
crawled in I crawled into bed last night, nice and cozy. Air conditioner was running beautifully. I put the big warm comforter over me, curled up, snuggled up to myself. You know that feeling where your body kind of you give yourself that little shake like, "Ooh, I'm so comfortable."
Sure.
And next thing I know, on my leg, I feel a little a little I was like, what the fuck is this? I looked down. A yellow bellied Texas scorpion had gotten a hold
Whoa.
of me.
Whoa.
I feel a little yank at the hair on my leg. I'm like, ah. And I reach down and I throw the covers off of me, and it's a yellow bellied Texas scorpion. And I thought, motherfucker. That was my first thought. That was the first thing I did. I threw the comforter off. I went, motherfucker. So that's how I'm doing. I
Did
got
you
bit
let
by a
out
scorpion.
ah,
Yeah, I did. I
ah.
did. I squealed. I squealed like a pig, like a big porky pig. Um, these things, they get down here. The heat causes them to come to the surface. I googled about whether or not they could be poisonous. Very low chance of me having been poisoned, and again, I immediately washed the wound with soap and water and put some Neosporin on it. And today you can't even tell that, like, it's not even swollen or itching or anything. So
Did you actually get bit?
yeah, I did. And it's just, it's more so than it's not like it hurts that bad. It's just that it's creepy, you know? It's like scary. It's not a fear. Some people have like a fear of spiders. I wouldn't say I'm scared, but it's just like little things like that creep me out. You know the feeling I'm talking about?
You just get the ick and you start worrying they're going to get you every time you sleep type of thing?
Yeah, and like I couldn't go to sleep because then I felt like, fuck, these things are all around me. They're crawling all over me. I think it like spikes the anxiety because I kill one of them, and then I'm like, where are the other ones? Now I'm worried about getting bit again. So anyway, I haven't seen any others, and I got up and I checked the covers a couple times. Threw the comforter around, and
No,
I think we
I
got
know
rid of them.
I know what you mean. It's just the invasion of your privacy. It's the invasion of your space. It's a psychological toll having to wonder if it's going to happen again. That happened to me like in 6th grade when I lived down in the basement. My mom built like a log cabin, like a log
Mm.
house type of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like in the basement area of it, which I imagine was easy for things to come in and out. But there was a little rat or a little mouse, like a field mouse, that ran across my windowsill one night as I was getting ready for bed. And I think for a month straight, I was terrified that it was going to crawl in my mouth when I
Yeah,
was sleeping or something.
yeah, it's scary, and it's like I don't know, maybe it's irrational because you've slept every other night, and it's like, okay, I've never been bitten by a scorpion before in my life, but then it happens, and now I can't quit thinking about it. And so,
Sure.
and these little guys, the place I was in before this, when I was living out east of Austin, I had several of them get in there, never in the bed. I never had one bite me that I know of, but I saw a couple of them crawling around, and they just give you that like shaky, like, ugh, and you see one and you gotta like
You,
smash it. And
you know what that's called?
what?
The heebie jeebies.
When you go, ugh,
Yeah, you got the
yeah.
heebie jeebies. That's exactly what that is. They gave you the heebie jeebies.
Well, that's what I did when I woke up, and I flipped the light on because it was in the dark. I was trying to go to sleep. I don't sleep with a TV on or anything, so it was in the dark, and I felt something on my leg, and I did that thing where you like kick your leg, and I'm like, ah, and then I got up and I flipped the light on, I went, ah, and that's scary. It's terrifying, but anyway, so that's how things are going for me. Um, I also met a girl from
Oh,
from Tennessee.
oh! Did you tell her that she was the only 10 you saw? Wait, it doesn't really work when I say it like that, but you get it.
Hey, you're the only 10 that I saw today. No, that's not what I said. Um, she's a waitress over at the restaurant I go to. The
So that's how
one
you met her.
the
That's how
one
you
that
met her, huh?
doesn't fuck me in the ass. Different restaurant. My restaurant, Henry's. And so I went over and well, yeah, that's how I met her, but she initiated the whole thing because I was wearing this hat. See?
Tell me more. Tell me more.
I was wearing this hat and it says Vols on it. And she walked up and she's like, I'm so glad I got you today. I was like, what? And she's like, I've seen you in here before with the hat. She's like,
Oh,
yeah. She's like,
oh!
are you from Tennessee? I said, yeah. And I didn't explain to her my whole transient journey, but that
Started
sounds,
out in L.A. I lived next to a couple cholos and a
yeah.
Serbian guy that wanted to kill me. So then I moved to Mexico and now I live in a shipping container. I was going to get a job delivering packages, but they never called me back. And I do a
Well,
podcast. And I pretend like I'm still a part of a radio station, sort of, kind of. But I love eating here.
well, I did tell her I live in the shipping container, and she knows I'm in the shipping container because guess what? She lives in the same RV park as me.
What a redneck fairy tale this is.
Yeah, yeah. And so we get to talking, and we're talking for like I'm starting to get kind of concerned that she's going to get reprimanded for not doing her job. We're talking so long, and just nice organic conversation. We're talking about Tennessee because she's from around Jackson, Martin area, somewhere up in there.
Here's what. Oh yeah, I drive through there all the time on my way back to Arkansas.
Yeah. They got that. They got that all you can eat Mexican restaurant up there. That Mexican buffet and that petting.
And they used to have a baseball team there, right? I mean, they don't play there anymore, do they?
The university's there, isn't it? Skyhawks, isn't it? Yeah. I've been through. I know that area.
I
Yeah, they
think the
got
Skyhawks are UT Martin, by the way. I don't think it's the same one. Don't
what
say that.
That's what I said.
I thought you said Jackson. Jackson and Martin are pretty good ways away, ain't they?
Well, I said somewhere in that area, somewhere around that area, Jackson,
Okay.
Martin, and I
thought
said
Martin was like northwest Tennessee and Jackson was like southwest Tennessee. But either way, I digress.
Jackson's kind of in the middle. They're not that far apart.
Yeah, I thought Martin was a pretty good ways away, but
You got
I'm not a
Jackson,
geography
Martin.
guy.
You got Dyersburg.
Anyways, back to this white trash romance.
Anyway, so I told the girl, I said, yeah, they got that petting, that animal farm thing up there too with the giraffes or whatever. And she said, oh yeah. Anyway, so we're hitting it off, and I said, so what brought you to Texas? And she said, well, my boyfriend, he lives here. She said, me and my boyfriend came down in our camper. Yeah, I know. I was like,
a 1,000 knives just right to the gut.
I know. She said her and her boyfriend came down in a camper. I said, a camper? She's like, yeah, we stay in the camper. I said, you don't happen to live up the road here at so-and-so, do you? Because she's like, oh, yeah, that's where I'm at. Anyway, I figure out where they live. They're on the middle row. I live over here. Anyway.
And now you park across the street and watch.
Yeah, I have my binoculars out. So anyway, we still talked though, and I said, all right, well, I'll leave you my number in case you ever need to, in case you need anything, whatever. And she started texting me because I was picking up a vibe. Okay. Maybe she's just a sweet, nice girl. Could be totally innocent, Southern girl. I was picking up a little bit of a vibe though that was a little. I thought it was a little flirty, to be honest with you. And I can normally pick up on that kind of thing. I know how to read these broads, and that's what I was picking up on. So I said, I'll leave you my number, because she had made a comment about something. She said, oh, yeah, we'll go out and get drinks sometime or something, hang out. And because she said, we don't really have any friends here. I was like, hey, there's something in common. Neither do I. And so I said, I'll leave you my number, and you can text me if you want to. Put the ball in her court. She texts me like 2 hours later, and we're kind of going back and forth though. But I'm in a predicament now because she's invited me to this thing on Friday,
Oh,
but she
her
said,
boyfriend's gonna fuck you.
"See, that's where my mind was going too. It was like, are they swingers? Is she
No.
just
She just wants to watch you have sex with her boyfriend. He's into big old boys.
well? What if it's the other way around? What if the boyfriend wants to see me have sex with her?
Maybe he's into big old boys. And what about? Okay, like would you do it?
Have sex with her with him watching?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Now what if while you're doing it, he comes up and places his hands on your back and kind of helps you out a little bit?
Hands, I can probably deal with that. What else is he placing on my back?
Just his hands are the only thing going on your back.
I can probably deal with some hands on my back. Yeah.
But he starts out by helping you push a little bit. Just
Yeah. I mean, if I'm in the
guide
pocket,
you.
if I'm in the pocket, and as long as I don't feel anything jamming into me, you know
No,
what I
he's
mean?
just helping. He's helping with the rhythm and the motion.
Yeah. I mean, we can work it out. Yeah. I mean, I'm open to ideas,
He's like, come on, you can do it, Cody. Come
Now,
on.
I don't want him getting any funny ideas, trying to jam something into me or something like that. No funny business.
What if
But
he slides a finger?
a finger, we can deal with a finger. Maybe he wants to stick a finger in my ass, hold an umbrella over my head. I don't know. I'm open to options.
Maybe he listens to the podcast. He's heard the subscribe, rate, and come on your face. Maybe he's trying to take you up on it.
Please remember to like, subscribe, come on my face.
He's already liked and subscribed. He's trying to bat for the trifecta. So, anyways, what did she invite you to?
It's some kind of thing Friday where you walk around the square and I don't know, there's drinks involved. There's drinks, but
You drinking out there? You haven't talked much about drinking. You drinking out there again?
no, I'm not drinking, but I did go to a bar Saturday night after I finished my Uber shift. I did go down to the local bar here just to try it out, just to see what it's all about.
What was it all about?
Well, I just knew it was close enough I could drive home and not have to worry. I didn't want to I didn't want to go to a bar in Austin, and then who knows what happens, and then suddenly I'm drunk and this car ain't going to get itself home. So just went down to Lockhart, and it's only eight minutes or so to where I'm at. And so I figured, I can make it home. And I didn't get drunk or anything. I just
if
went
you
in.
get pulled over on an 8-minute drive, that's just bad luck. You know what I mean? Like that's just the universe is out to get you. There's nothing you can do about that.
And I've got a headlight out and a brake light and expired tags, but I just had a couple of beers. I didn't go get drunk or anything. I just went in there and had a couple, and I thought, I'll just have a couple of beers. This was a real trashy place, though. They let you take beer to go. It's one of those places where you can buy beer and take it home with you.
So when the cop pulls you over, he's got you dead to rights. There's no.
Yeah.
You just cut all that middleman bullshit out, and you just be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
Well, I put the beer
in the car, sir.
I put the beer in the trunk just in case. It's not my first rodeo.
Oh, so it's not like a glass, like a to-go glass of beer. You just mean like
it's bottles of Coors Light is what it was.
Gotcha.
So anyway, no, I haven't been drinking, but I did have a couple beers down there the other night just for shits and giggles, just. I don't know, a little social interaction. Thought I might go in there and meet a lady or something. They were all old.
Well, get back to this date. Let's back to this date.
Well, hang on. It's not a date.
Not yet.
It's not a date because I'm still trying to figure out this situation. And I'd like to ask you, I was going to ask you, what would you do in this scenario? Because I'm picking up flirty vibes. Okay. And I'm serious about that. I'm picking that up.
No, yeah. I mean, if she's texting you, I mean, the only thing I would say is that the only red flag other than the boyfriend and that she lives in a trailer with the boyfriend and works at a little diner. The only red flag is that she works at the diner that you frequent
Well,
and maybe she was like,
I can ditch the diner.
oh, no. I just mean from her perspective, she knows that you're in there a lot. So maybe she's like, if I don't text him, it's going to be awkward because he comes in all the time. I'm saying that's the only possible red flag. That maybe, I don't want to say a pity invite, but just I'd be like, well, I kind of made it awkward by leaving my number, and she knows I'm coming in there all the time. It's like if I tried to give a girl at Jersey Mike's my number and I'm there every Monday, and she knows she has to see me every Monday. Maybe she's like, hey, it's easier just to be friendly than ignore him. I've already made up this boyfriend that I don't have to try to make him know that I'm off limits, but I'll be friends with him.
Yeah, but she initiated the whole thing and made the comment to me though about getting drinks sometime. Like, so.
No, yeah, sure. No, I don't think that's the case. I'm just saying that's the only possible red flag other than her wanting to watch her boyfriend have sex with you.
Right.
But also, how hot is this girl?
I thought she's pretty cute. Now she's a little I wouldn't say,
so not out of your league by any means. A little homely. She's not she's working at a diner, you know, in the middle of nowhere, Texas. So she's not too attractive, I'd imagine.
She's not a 10. She's
right.
a little dumpy.
Solid 6.
She's a little dumpy in the butt, but not overweight. She's not overweight.
A sweet little 6.5 is what it sounds like.
I think a very cute face.
6.5?
I mean, when I consider the cuteness of the face, I'd give her a 7.
Okay.
I mean, very, very slightly dumpy, but not in a real bad way.
But not to the point where you would feel lucky to be out seen in public with her, where you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
No. I mean,
just your average broad.
And I already asked about the boyfriend, if he's a bigger guy or what kind of work does he do? You know,
is he a welder? If he's a welder, don't go.
He is in the trades. I will say he's in the trades.
Does he work nights and weekends, or
he's gone all day? And she said
he's gonna whip your ass. This is gonna end with him either having sex with you or absolutely beating your ass or her ass.
Well,
both.
She told me that he's medium sized. He's not a little guy, and he's not as big as me. He's medium sized kind of guy, is what she said. And,
have you discussed the boyfriend at all other than that?
Very, very little. Very little. And here's another thing she said. Here's another thing that I kind of took like as maybe a cue, but maybe I'm reading too much into this. She said, because I asked her how work was, you know, I was like, you just getting out of there? Was it busy? How was it? And she said, well, I've just been sitting here because she gets off at a certain time and then she's got to wait on her boyfriend to come pick her up. And
wow.
And she told me that. She said that she's waiting around because her boyfriend has to pick her up. And he doesn't pick her up for like 2 hours until after she gets off. And I was like, was that a hint for, was that me? Was I supposed to be like, I give you a ride?
Does she know you Uber? Is she just trying to get free Uber rides out of this?
No, she doesn't know I Uber. I don't know where to go with this. I don't know, because you know, if you make a move, then you take
you don't make a move. You don't make a move.
You don't think so?
You let her make the move.
Well, I'm running out of time here. You know,
you're running out of time. You giving up on Texas? You're still here. I can't really hear you right now, but yeah, you said you're running out of time.
Yeah,
what the hell does that mean?
Sorry, my alarm clock ran off. Or my alarm clock went off.
You have an alarm set for 1:30
yeah, just
p.m.
in case I oversleep. No, I didn't mean to say that. Anyway, I didn't mean to say I'm running out of time. Don't worry about that. I have been having some chest pains, but it's not important. I figure it's just from the scorpion bite.
So have you established whether or not her boyfriend is going with you guys on Friday?
Yeah, he would be there with his work friends. Well, I don't want to go if he's going to be there.
Yeah, but the work friends, that's another dynamic. You know, I don't. Yeah, I say no. I say
how
no.
do I get into this? How do I get him out of the picture?
You
Come on
kill
now.
him.
You can't do that. She ain't worth killing a
You
guy.
kill him.
I don't know. Maybe it's not meant to be.
She
Right.
doesn't have a car, right? I was going to say you could leave an anonymous letter on her car accusing, pretending to be a woman that is having sex with her boyfriend. But if she doesn't have a car, that doesn't really work. Do you
Yeah,
know
I know
which
which one
trailer
she
she lives
in.
in? Could you get access to the mailbox to just drop an anonymous letter
Well,
there in the mailbox?
possibly.
So you leave a letter in the mailbox, pretending to be a past lover, reaching out, letting him know that you are ready for the baby to meet its real dad, and you pretend as if you are a woman that he has knocked up,
Okay.
a couple years ago. I don't know how long they've been together, but even that'll be enough to maybe
Okay, I
make her
like where you're
confide in
going with
you.
this. And maybe I say
Yeah,
something about, you haven't even offered to pay child support in all this time. You knew that it was your kid. I told you 2 years ago. He's 2 now, doesn't know who his father is.
I can't keep waiting for you to leave Brittany
Right.
like you say you're going to.
And I do
She
know her
deserves
name,
to
so
know the
that would
truth.
work. When are you going to tell her
Yeah.
about your half Puerto Rican baby that you just have refused to acknowledge for 2 years?
No, you can't go Puerto Rican. You need to be vague. That way, her mind goes to any possible girl that she's ever seen him talk to. If you say Puerto Rican, he'll be like, "Babe, I don't know any Puerto Ricans." So don't go there. Just keep it very vague. Maybe don't even put how many years ago, because like, oh, we weren't together then. Just be like, "We need to talk." I'm not raising. Here's what you say: We need to talk. I'm not raising this baby alone. I'm not raising your baby alone or by myself or something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I should just. Maybe she was just being nice. I felt like I was. I really felt like I was picking up a
Possibly.
certain vibe, but I don't know. Maybe she's just being nice. Maybe they're swingers. Maybe she does want to watch him fuck me. I don't know. I was.
I kind of want you to go just for the
I
content. Can
mean,
you
I
go just
can
for the
go,
content?
but I really don't want to get dressed up to go if it's not going to lead to anything.
Maybe she has
No, she
friends.
doesn't. She told me she doesn't. Because I asked her, I was like, "Have you made any friends since you've been here?" And she's like, just these women at work.
Well, at the very least, maybe A, you could have sex with her friends from work, or B, at least get good
Well, she
service
definitely
and
gave me
maybe
good
some free food.
service. I mean, she was good. I mean, still couldn't seem to figure out the kind of cheese I liked on the eggs, but I still left her $7. Just out of principle. We had a nice conversation. It's not like it's not like
Okay.
meeting like a Twin Peaks waitress. It's not that kind of thing. It wasn't like here's some schmuck. Oh yeah, leave me your number. You know, I have 20 guys a day. Leave me their number. It wasn't like that at all. She initiated the whole thing, and I picked up on some flirtiness. But I'll also say she was kind of a slow talker, kind of a.
A little bit
No,
of a
I wouldn't
half-wit.
say a half wit, but you know, it could just be that she's a friendly Southern belle, and I don't know. I don't know. I thought.
Okay, you can't be a Southern belle and live in a goddamn RV slash
Does the word
camper.
belle, does that indicate wealth?
To me, it does. To me, Southern belle implies that you at least have
I
some
never
money.
thought of it like that, but it probably does, because like in Nashville, Belle Meade, it's a nice area. Usually
Yeah,
anything that has belle in front of
a
it,
Southern.
yeah.
I want to say Southern belle has got to come from
Yeah.
some money.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I should just move on and not pursue it.
What is the planter? What is the planter
I think
class?
it's rich people.
A debutante or other fashionable young woman in the planter class. So yeah, it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, what else you got?
How's Franklin doing?
Yeah, he's all right as far as I know. I haven't been home today, so hopefully I don't have another pile of throw up and shit waiting on me. But I waited at the veterinarian yesterday for 3 hours. For 3 hours because I didn't have a appointment, I will say, but my mother
Right.
is a UPS driver, and she delivers to a veterinarian that she has a good relationship with, and she's told me they're good and cheap, and I've taken Frank there a couple times for things, and I haven't had too bad of encounters. But yesterday I thought I was on a damn TV show. I thought I was getting punked. It was by far the ugliest room I have been in.
You've been in some ugly rooms now.
The people were hideous. The dogs were the ugliest dogs I've ever seen. These were just disgusting creatures.
So we've
both
established
humans and
that
dogs
the vet
alike.
was in Carnes. Please continue.
It was in Carnes.
That was a joke.
It 100%
but you see
was.
there, some things are true.
And then I felt bad. There was a kid that wasn't all the way there. So
Carnes.
I say this. This kid was not all the way there. I don't know what was wrong with him, but I kid you not, for an hour straight, he howled like a goddamn wolf.
Oh, oh, oh.
Loudly. He howled like a goddamn wolf, and you could just hear his grandma being like, "It's okay, sweetie." So like, I'm not making fun of him as much as I'm just painting the picture of what I was having to deal with.
Wolf.
There was a guy outside in the grass area taking his dog outside, and I've never seen so much ass in my life as he bent down to pick up the poop. It was like he didn't have shorts on at all. I've heard of plumber's crack. I'm aware of what happens there. But I saw his whole entire ass. I've never seen such a thing. It was gigantic and just completely out there. And again, I understand it happens sometimes. You bend over, you don't have a belt on. I get it. I'm not making fun of that. I was just amazed that he was okay with his entire ass being out.
Seeing as how it was in Carnes.
Yes, a white guy.
No
Correct.
underwear, though? You saw just bare ass?
No underwear. Just all ass. All ass. All crack. Be careful with the camera. Don't start moving it around. I don't want to see anything.
Can you hear me?
Hello? Are you there?
Yeah. Hang on.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'm trying to podcast here. Yeah, I can hear you.
Jesus Christ. This goddamn alarm kept going off.
Don't hit snooze, dumbass.
Well,
Turn it off.
It showed that it wasn't on. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. So I hope this doesn't interrupt the podcast.
Well, it did, but it's okay.
My timer keeps starting over, and now you're sideways on my screen. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So there's a big redneck ass out at the vet. Kid howling like a wolf. Sounds like a real bad experience so far.
It was miserable, and I waited for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and finally I said, fuck it, I got to go.
Oh,
God.
Gotta,
the reports about Frank, people are telling me he's not drinking water. He hasn't been drinking a lot of water. When I look at his bowl, there hasn't been a lot of water gone. So, like, I got a cup of water, and he started going to town on the water. I was like, well, he's apparently still drinking water. So I was like, fuck this. I'm going home. I was like, I'll take him back somewhere else tomorrow or later in the week if he's still not feeling good. It's just a tummy ache. He's just got a little diarrhea and a little tummy ache. I'm giving him rice and chicken. He'll get over it. I hate having to go to the vet every time something happens with this guy.
Well,
so, I took him home, and he was back to normal. I think I scared him straight. I think he saw that type of place we were at and all those ugly-ass dogs, and he went home, and he immediately started drinking his water, and then he went to his crate and got a bunch of toys out and started, playing around and wrestling. So, I feel like I feel like I scared him straight. And before bed, he kind of came over and got on my chest and kind of looked at me like, "Thanks, Dad," and gave me like a little nuzzle.
Yo, Pops,
And then
I don't want to be around those type of people no more.
I don't know why you have Frank that accent, but yeah, it's like he got scared straight, or it's a placebo of like he knew he went to the vet, so he assumed he felt better now. But we'll see. Well, knock on wood, because when I go home, if there is a bunch of throw up and shit and blood everywhere, then I'm gonna feel bad. But
Where my bone at, motherfucker? Where my pork
Frank's
bone?
German. That doesn't sound German at all. Frank is German.
That's just, I don't know. It's just accent. I thought it'd be fun. Be a fun accent for Frank. Don't you wish you knew your dog's accent?
I do. He's German.
German.
Yeah. He's got some problematic views about the past, but he's
I'm starting to
I know his accent.
I'm starting to pick up on a few trends here between your hairstyle and your preferred type of dog.
Good one.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did you see your boy Tyler Childers do Dead Flowers with the Stones the other night?
No, I didn't.
Well, they brought him up on stage. He opened for him in Orlando, and they brought him out like song number 6, I think, to do Dead Flowers, and he sang with Mick Jagger.
How was it?
Thought it was pretty cool.
Sound good?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a live show, so like, I don't know if you're gonna see like good footage of it, but it's on YouTube. But it's kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
But Dead Flowers is a country song, you know. And they brought him out, and he basically sang the choruses with Jagger and Keith, and then he sang like his own little bit too.
Is that the one they did that kind of seems like a joke? Don't they have a country song that kind of maybe is a joke?
You're thinking of Far Away Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one
was that like a parody? Were they trying to make fun of country music when they did that one back in the day? Or because
I mean, they wrote some good country songs like Dead Flowers, Wild Horses, and Sweet Virginia. But then they put out Far Away Eyes in '78. And yeah, it's almost kind of like a parody. It's like, I was driving through Bakersfield, California the other day, listening to gospel music on the colored radio station. Well, that's a lyric, but you're not supposed to say that. But on the radio station, and the preacher came on and said, and he said, I didn't mean to say that, but and the preacher came on and said, you need to find Jesus Christ, the Lord Savior. Yeah, it's a parody.
Okay, because my boy Tim here at work was showing me that one. He's like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a joke or not. And I was like, well, it looks like a joke, but I don't know either. He's like, it's pretty catchy. It's a good song.
Yeah, I love Far Away Eyes, but yeah, it is. That's probably the one he's talking about.
It was because I watched the video. That's what it was. All right, let's get to some shout outs. Got a couple shirt guys to shout out. Shout out to people buying the shirt. Shout out to Nick LeFew,
our favorite French listener. I'd like to know if Nick LeFew, if that last name, I'd like to know the origins of Nick's last name, if that is indeed French, because it really seemed, maybe I'm just thinking of Pepe Le Pew, but
I feel like we had the same exact thing last week. Maybe I forgot to take him off the list. Maybe he bought one last week and I just now shouting him out. But either way, shout out to him. Shout out to Jeremy Lloyd.
Yeah, we had that name last week too. Did he buy another shirt? Did you?
We had Jeremy Lloyd last week too? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, shout out to Bryce Wade.
Okay, that's a new one. That's a new one. I wonder if he likes just casually floating around pools.
Shout out to Colin Clifton.
I don't have anything for that.
Shout out to Colin. He bought a World's Greatest Podcast tee and a morning show tee, so shout out to him.
I was going to say something about Clifford the Big Red Dog, but that's a different name.
Yeah, it's just Cliff. That's all it sounds like. You could be like, oh, did you get thrown off a cliff? Do you weigh a ton?
There you go.
All right. Best comments of the week. Let's go with, let's start here. Okay. Alyssa Nicole, we have female listeners commenting on YouTube, says, slay.
I missed that one.
Thanks, Alyssa. We'll do our best to slay. That's why I unbuttoned the shirt a little bit for this episode. Just now that I know we got I'm trying to appeal more to the female demographic, you know?
We got more broads than you'd think that listen to this.
Which, by the way, can you turn your camera the right goddamn way? We're doing a YouTube presentation. You got yours. I'm looking at the side of your head. I'm looking at you upside down or to the side.
Well, see, that's
horizontally. There you go. That's what I want
well
right there.
but it's because my alignment got fucked up. I was supposed to be on landscape orientation.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, we'll
I've
figure it out.
had trouble this
Figure
episode. I'm sorry, it happens. You know, maybe have a little patience.
I'm out. I'm out of patience.
Oh,
this is one of the worst weeks of.
Please continue. So
this is one of the worst.
Tell me more about Alyssa.
All I know is Alyssa wrote in slay.
Alyssa lies.
She has a picture on her YouTube profile, so you can go through the comments and find her.
Well, that's kind of creepy.
Hit like, maybe.
Kind of a weird thing to say.
I'm just saying if you want to. I'm just saying just trying to help you out.
Is Alyssa single?
I don't know anything about her. We'll see if
that stands.
She says slay.
Well, that's nice. Thank you, Alyssa.
Nick says, Cody complaining about portion sizes being too small is something I never thought I would see.
That sounds like something a cop would say.
It also feels a little backwards because you being a big boy, I figured you'd complain about portion sizes often.
Nick's a cop. That's why I said that.
Sure.
You know, another Alyssa. You remember Alyssa Lang?
From like the SEC Network?
Yeah, do you know she donated to my GoFundMe when I got robbed?
Really?
Yeah, she follows me too. We used to DM from time to time. And from time to time, I mean, I DM'd her drunk a couple of nights. And she actually replied a couple times. And then she donated to my GoFundMe.
How much did she send?
I'd like to get her away from that boyfriend of hers, I tell you that. I don't know how much she sent.
Somehow this is even worse of a YouTube video. It's just your fucking eyes.
Well, God damn it. What's the problem? I don't understand. The camera's straight on my end. Is that
now it's horizontal again. I'm looking at you like this.
Well, can you see my face?
Well, yeah, it's just to the side like this.
Well, I don't know what to do because it's straight on my end.
I'm about to wrap up this podcast. You've ruined this podcast.
I have not.
You've ruined this goddamn podcast. Cody is becoming a karma vigilante, and I'm here for it. He's basically an obese superhero, writes in Jordan Bryant.
An obese superhero.
A karma vigilante.
Obese superhero. Now that could be a good shirt we could sell. Sell a shirt that has a silhouette of me. It says obese superhero. And that would sell like hotcakes. I could probably buy a new canoe with that money.
I don't think they make canoes big enough for you.
Yeah, they do. I used to float the river all the time.
Throwing the Dr. Pepper at the homeless lady is probably the nicest thing we've ever heard Cody do in one of these stories.
I'd like to clarify something too.
That was pretty good. The guys shitting on people's shoes, their new shoes, and all the bad things you've done to people, the sexual assault.
Whoa.
The throwing the Dr. Pepper is pretty nice, all things considered.
I'd like to clarify that I'm not 100% positive that woman was homeless, but she just really seemed to fit the bill. You know, she certainly looked the part.
We got 1,750 plays on TikTok with that video.
Well, how about that?
It's pretty good.
Not a lot of comments, though.
No, not a lot of comments or likes, but a lot of views.
And we're just
12,000 on X.
We're just one good clip from taking off. If we could get one good clip to come across the timeline of like, I don't know, Dave Portnoy or Tom Segura, somebody like that could bring us into a podcast network, you know?
Sure.
We're one good clip away.
I mean, I'm a little preoccupied. I'm a little spoken for or whatever, but yeah, sure, you, I guess.
I mean,
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that because all these clips I kind of just highlight your comedy. This podcast is basically built around your comedy.
Right.
And I was thinking about if I keep editing these and I help you go viral, what if you were the one that actually got a good job and left me behind? I don't think I'd be able to take it.
I mean, I'd try to bring you with me, but if they,
No, you wouldn't.
yeah, I would. But if they said no, there's nothing I could do. You know, I'd try. I'd be like, hey, I got a partner.
I need to start highlighting my comedic chops instead of yours.
Yeah, that's a 2-man operation.
I'm funny. Yeah, no, I'm funny too.
I know you don't have to justify it to me. You make me laugh.
I was just telling the audience I'm funny too.
You make me laugh.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you bet.
You got anything else?
You made me laugh a lot on the last episode.
With how blurry your camera is, I can't really do this anymore. I can't do it. I can't look at you to the side. It's blurry. It keeps stopping. It keeps starting. I got a sales meeting for football season coming up. I got a lot of shit.
How many minutes in are we? My timer went
41.
off.
41.
Well, I got a couple other things. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, this is going to sound like a weird question, okay? But have you checked your butthole recently for salmonella?
No.
Well, turns out that there's a recall on cucumbers at Trader Joe's, and they've been linked to a salmonella outbreak. And cucumbers may be the cause that several people are getting sick from Trader Joe's groceries.
I don't like cucumbers, so not worried about it.
Well, you didn't get the joke?
No, I did. I just prefer eggplants.
I love a good eggplant parmigiano. I've been watching a lot of Italian grandmothers this week.
Huh?
I've been watching...
Where?
Here at the RV park. Just peering out the window. No, I've been watching them on YouTube. It just... You know how it is.
What do you search? Just Italian grandma's cooking or what?
Well, because I watch a lot of Sunday gravy, Sunday sauce methods. That's how I make my Sunday sauce. You know, I've combined dozens of Italian grandmothers' ways and made them into my own way and how I do it. And so I'm always looking for new tips, new little tricks. So I watch the Italian nonnas making my Sunday sauce. You got the garlic and the onion, and you want to put in the red wine. Yeah. I watch a lot of that. They're a lot of fun. What have you been watching lately?
You know, I watched 3 episodes of Tires last night.
Is it good?
I like it. The people that were telling me it was just okay, I think undersold it a little bit, but it's my humor. I like dry humor. It's not great by any means, but it's better than average.
That's all you can ask from a TV show these days. Just want it to be better than average.
I mean, I think any sitcom deserves to get through the first season before being judged.
Oh yeah.
I think it's impossible to make a great first season of a sitcom. Are there any out there? I don't even know if there are any out there that had great first seasons.
I don't know, but I know that they made Tires before Netflix even okayed it. They just sold it to Netflix. Like they made it themselves. Matt McCusker and Shane Gillis and whoever the main director.
They made all
guy.
6 episodes. I knew they made 1. I didn't know they made all 6.
Well, I don't know. I watched the first part of their interview. They were on Your Mom's House this week, so I watched the first part of their interview on there. And they were talking about how they sold it to Netflix. But I haven't actually watched the show yet. They said it's in a real tire shop.
Really? I knew they made at least 1 episode. I didn't know they made all 6. But yeah, like I'll give them a season 2 because like the first season of Always Sunny is a little off, especially compared to when it hit its stride. The Office
they should call
season
that
1
one
sucks.
Partly Cloudy.
Parks and Rec kind of sucks. I'm not acknowledging that terrible joke, but it was actually supposed to be shot in L.A., so that's what. Oh God! Can you hear me? I got the hiccups.
Barf out. Gag me with a spoon.
My Arby's lunch is coming back up. But yeah, Always Sunny was supposed to be set in L.A., so I think that's why they had the name Always Sunny.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. It's not always sunny.
Not always
in
sunny in Philadelphia.
Wow.
Right.
That was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird how we said that at the exact same time. Did you
Sorry.
have Arby's today because you were inspired by that tweet from the Smoky Mountains thing where it showed the kudzu?
No, no. It's just close to the office, and they have a good value meal. I can get 2 good sandwiches for $6. So I made a request to my intern to go make sure he got it. He wasn't doing anything, and I was like, Sam, my dear friend, and he's not actually my intern, but I was like, do you care to go get me some lunch? And he's like, yeah, man, I got you. So he went and got me some.
You don't actually have a servant there.
No, no, he just doesn't mind to leave to go get lunch.
That's when you'll know
He's
you've
finishing
really
up
made it
college.
big.
When I have just an intern to do stuff like that for me.
Yeah, and you address them as servant.
It's Always Sunny on TV. That was the original name of it.
Oh yeah, because they can choose when to film, so that makes sense.
And they were gonna be actors in LA, but they switched it.
It's like how that Ozark show is always dark and cloudy. That's why I had trouble watching it.
Yeah, just like that, man. What other stories you got?
Well, I didn't have time to actually write down my notes today because you kind of rushed me.
Okay.
And
All right, well, I'm getting off here then. This has been a debacle. People said our last episode was our best one we've done, and you followed up with this shit show. I gotta go. I'm stopping the podcast. I've had a bad week. I've had a bad couple of days, and you have pushed me up over the edge. I'm cutting it off. There's nothing you can do to save it.
I have nothing. Yeah.